far is the lake? Because didn't you say it was close to the lake or not?
The lake's right here.
Is it?
If we would have kept going by that gifting, we'd been too long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This runs right on the water.
So this should go down to an open area at the end here.
Yeah.
So, nice little track.
Just possibly here. Another one
Yeah,
as well. Mama.
It's been rained out a little bit.
Baby. Very possibly.
That's a good one.
Yeah, see that ain't like a full print, you know, just open it. It's crazy back in here, man. I love it. Probably hard to tell.
It's hard to tell on the screen to pull it up on. But that's got to be.
That's an old impression.
That's got to be 14 at least. I think.
Yeah, think so?
Yeah. Because I'm a 10.
Yeah, this is a 11 right here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, probably a 14. Yeah. Somewhere in there.
Looks like something comes through here a lot.
It does, don't it? Like, I mean, put it right there, and it kind of darts off back in that way. I saw one behind us over here. It was going across this way. I mean, look, even like right here, look, you can tell right there, boom, walking that way.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, I know some of it's game for it.
Yeah, that's coming from the direction she said to go. Was are they still in sight?
Yeah, they're on the right ahead of it.
Follow the trail.
Yep. Kind of know the depression over here.
Trying to find the brakes.
Know the depression?
I would expect this to be snapped off, and it's not. But the tree also bends very easy. So.
Got the heel. That's pretty good size.
Yeah, probably that size.
That's a washout.
Yeah. What do you think? Same, about that size?
Well, it's close to the thing.
Pretty close.
Wider.
Yeah, it does look a little wider. Down there, they kind of had a skinny heel, but it fanned out real good on the front half.
That's how you find the dumb ones. They walk down the trail.
Yeah. What were the ones that marking on car? Yeah, rerun. They had a not so smart one down at St. Houston. They would call rerun. They think they're
walking down an equestrian trail
And
and
we're walking down the equestrian trail, and we got to an area where it looked like it was dead end close to the lake. So we had stopped for a minute, and once we had stopped, this funk, this scotchy, stinky, wet dog smell was just there, thick, and it just dissipated as quickly as it was there.
Yeah, crazy.
is that the same place that the log came from, or is
Wasn't far
Yeah.
from it, right?
Okay.
That was
So
all down
another experience where I had my first sighting, we were walking down an walking down a gas line at Kelly's Pond,
Kelly's Pond? Yeah.
is where that happened. And we had stopped. Somebody saw movement. I was like the second one that got to see it. It was sticking its arm out and hanging onto a tree and watching us. It was peekabooing us. And as it was peekabooing us, 2 or 3 of us were watching it. A 3 to 4 foot log coming out of these trees, just whoof, 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 boom, and it hit with force.
Yeah.
That sucker was probably 8 inches round, 4 foot long, solid. If that sucker would have hit us, it would have hurt pretty bad.
Like if he wanted to hit you, he definitely would have.
Yep.
Yeah, it fell right next to us.
Yeah.
Like literally 5 feet from us.
Just enough to tell you, hey, y'all are too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And it
Damn.
wasn't
It was getting dark.
missile type. It was end over end coming at us. You could hear it coming through the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was getting dark. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Good times right there.
Heck yeah, man.
We can put Vincent in a chair tonight with an apple in each hand.
Smear honey all over his body.
Yeah.
Come and get me.
There's something right there, maybe a butt right here.
And right there. Yeah, something's been chilling in this grass. Yeah, this is a really nice open area.
Turn them on.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to be in a little bit of a.
What's that? I'm assuming this was part of the lake.
It showed on the map this was a slough.
Yeah.
Then it showed a ridge line, a stream,
It's right there.
and then the lake.
So the lake's to the left.
That looks like a freaking high ridge line there.
does.
Yeah.
It is.
You should be able to hear anything coming down from that from there.
This would be a great area.
Yeah.
Oh, look at here. That's wolf.
Definitely not going to be alone out here.
Yeah, that's a wolf. Double step, big and little.
There's a nice big one right here.
Deer track and hog track right there. That just bum puzzles me having that ridge on the side of here.
I
thought this was all flat.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that being there.
That's a pretty tall ridge line.
That's tall.
Oh, we've got mountains in Louisiana.
Yeah, it's all Indian barrel mounds. Yeah, I would have never figured that.
It's crazy, man. It's almost like we're surrounded by it, kind of, with trees.
The way they're laid. See
Yeah.
how that is?
It's perfectly laid.
Mm-hmm.
This one first, this one second, and this one on top. Another another cliff.
And yeah, these ones were cut, but something brought them over and did this. But I could have swore this was not here when we came down.
Mm-mm.
That is interesting.
Huh. Here's all your cut ones. They probably
Yeah.
just got it from there. And
I
put
brought it from right here.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause all those are cut.
Just now?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Nobody noticed this when we came down?
No.
Cause they come from here.
This had to be laid down first, and then that long one, and then this one on top.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
That is a good thing.
So what did you see, Jason? Just a
It kind of looks like something that's slotted down there to me. This is in the middle, really kind of in the middle of town.
It's 2 blocks outside of downtown Golden.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right
Just 2
there,
blocks right outside of it?
Right outside of downtown Golden.
Yeah.
So we were invited. Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. We were invited to go investigate this property with David Glass.
Yeah.
David invited us, and we met Dee Doss,
Right.
David Glass, Jason, and I went to this gentleman's house named Jewelry. And the story there was he was bow hunting quite a bit, got a lot of hogs on the back of his property.
Right.
And I think he was on like 5 acres. Not a big piece of property. He told us the story. He lost a wife because of it, because of what happened. They ended up getting divorced because of the event. So what happened is they were doing a lot of hog hunting. He was shooting them with bow and arrow because he's right there in town. He said they had went out to go check on the hogs, go put some more feed out before the hogs come in, and they were looking for the ones that they had shot. The ones that they had shot, they know that they were down, but they were gone. So they picked them up and took them off. Jewelry, and I can't say his name right. Jewelry. Anyways, him and his wife were walking on the property, looking around, and just out of the blue, he said, behind the bush, the thing stood up. And he said it kept standing, and it kept standing, and it kept standing. And they both were like, oh shit. So they're hauling ass. They both take off running, and it's almost dusk. It's getting dark. So they take off running back to their house, and he's in front and she's behind, and they're hauling ass. They get back to their pond, their lake, and Jury stops, turns around, and his wife's not there, not behind him. So he calls her name, nothing. Where you at? Nothing. So he said, damn, I gotta man up. I gotta go back in there and find her.
Yeah.
So he went in, got him a flashlight, whatever, because now it's dark. Get back out there, and he finds her passed out on the ground. So he gets her to come to, and says, you okay? What happened? What happened? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. She goes, I was running right behind you. We were hauling ass. I was right behind you. She said, this big old hairy arm come up behind a tree and clotheslined me, and it knocked me out.
Yeah.
It hit me so hard it knocked me out. And he picked her up, got her senses about her, and they went back to the house. And since then, I think that was the only visual they had.
I think it was, yeah.
But they had stuff thrown at them.
Right.
They raised peacocks.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
raised peacocks and little bitty checks in their fence. The peacocks were pulled through the fence.
Really?
I heard about that.
Peacock's a big bird.
Yeah.
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 That stuff thrown on top of his little house, cabin,
Yeah,
whatever.
little
Yeah,
cabin.
that's right.
So we went down in there and we were investigating it. And I casted 2 nice footprints. It's probably about 14 to 16 inches. nice hill, but the toes had a big fan. It was big. I mean, it fanned out and weird. Casted 2 prints, and then another part of his property, there's a little stream running through there, and I casted where it looked like a palm down like this, and fingerprints and knuckles like this where it'd been down like drinking out of the stream. I got those 2 casts, the 2 footprint cast, and then another one I think is a palm, a hand.
Yeah.
So I casted all them. I got those in the house. Those are pretty neat.
All that one property.
All on that one property, and this is 2 blocks out of the downtown, small country town.
Wow.
Like really, the front of the property is basically off of Main Street.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
right
Oh, yeah.
downtown.
Off Main
And
Road.
then the back of the property, you drive past someone's house, and his property starts there and goes back into the woods. And behind his property is more land. I can't remember what else was back there though. There was a creek that ran
There's
back
a creek that
there,
run back there.
but
But
it was real like it is out here.
I did find weird. I'll show you a picture. I got a footprint in a bush where I walked through a damn bush, and it's a perfect imprint of a foot. And it's huge. It's in a bush. You look up, there's a footprint in that bush. Went over there, it's perfect footprint. Not on the ground, in the damn thicket where it had walked through that.
So that's a perfect example of all the people that think the Sasquatch is just deep in the woods.
No, they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
They're not.
Close to town.
Jason and I, you've been there. Jason and I have a good spot on the Trinity.
Yeah.
And they come up the Trinity. They come up into the residential neighborhoods.
Take McKinney for example.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
at the airport.
take from where we were 2 weeks ago. We were inside of Garland and Rowlett, and in a residential neighborhood, there's a nature preserve. And we were out there looking around 2 weeks ago, and we went under a bridge area, and we found a trackway that had toe prints
Yeah.
in that trackway.
That the one that was under the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, who's going to let and there's glass and trash
Mhm.
everywhere out there.
Oh, you have to be an absolute fool to walk through
Yeah,
there.
who's going to walk through there barefooted?
Yeah.
So we walked down there a little bit, and then there's 2 copperheads right there. You tell me who's going to walk around out there
Right.
barefooted. Let's watch.
Yeah, most people around have no idea.
They don't.
have no clue.
They don't.
So,
So I want to go back to that nature preserve. That's a really neat area.
Easy walk through.
When I get my kayak, it's a nice, wide, deep river right there,
mhm.
and we're going to put in all up one end, go all the way back down to almost Lake Ray Hubbard. That'd be some good areas in there.
That's a nice lake.
We were at Kelly's Pond in a big group to camp out, and we had been out most of the day, hiking, discovering, looking, checking stuff out. We come back into camp, and it was getting dark. It wasn't dark yet, but it was getting dark. And all of a sudden, just you can hear this thing coming through the trees, and you can hear it, and it was a half a bag of solid concrete. That sucker hit the ground, it rolled, and when it quit rolling, it stopped pretty close to the dang camper.
And those things are heavy, man. That's no
they're
joke.
heavy.
That is no
it
joke.
arched, it come out of them trees. Like, damn, what the hell?
Is that the one you were at, Vincent?
Huh?
Were you at that one when that happened?
He was there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Any vocals that night? Or?
I can't remember.
Well, something that.
Oh, you're talking about the forest lights. I want to
yeah,
tell you about the Indian burial mounds with the curly cleavers.
Did we spend the night at Kelly's and leave the next morning, or we left that?
I think we left that evening and we went to that hunter's camp.
Yeah, at the 100 camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that the same weekend we saw
Yeah.
a lot?
Yeah. With Rock.
Oh,
Rock
that's right.
was
There
there.
was a guy from New York or Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rock.
Scared the mess out of him. Yeah.
That was funny. They
Yeah.
saw a bunch of lights. That
Yeah, we
weekend
went
was
down
pretty good.
one of the trails, and about halfway it would open up. It almost looked like an old campground maybe, but then you could walk further down, and it kept on going. And we were on our way back from all that. It was dark. Well, we got to that opening area, and we had all stopped. We let everybody catch up and stuff. Well, coming up the trail from the main road, it looked like a bright spotlight, like somebody was carrying a bright spotlight. And it was probably chest high or something like that. And me and a buddy of ours, Javier, me and him were up front. And we were like, hey man, check this out. And we thought somebody walking, with a light. And so we started hollering at it, and it just kept coming and we kept hollering, and we kind of got a little bit nervous, because it wouldn't stop. And then all of a sudden it went dim, and then we were like, hey! And all of a sudden it came back on, and it started going through the woods all crazy. Oh, it was
Oh, like an orb.
Yeah, it was an orb. Yeah, it was insane, man. And we even had radios, and we even made sure that no one else had left the main camp and walked that way. We're like, hey, is anybody walking on the main road? They're like, no one's out there.
The plus they're going zigzagging through the forest.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, it's like once it knew we were there, it's like it started freaking out. It was just. I mean.
That was the Sam Houston National Forest, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was pretty crazy there.
There's weird things in all these forests, man.
Oh yeah, man.
And I mean, not just Sasquatch. There's just weird stuff.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah. And then that Mineola Nature Preserve, we were at the camp.
Oh yeah, I didn't get that story on here.
Okay, so we were at a campsite there called Greer Hill. If you ever get a chance to go camp there, it's cheap. It's a nice spot. We got 3 campsites, and we got a big one when you first pull in. They got bike trails through there, hiking trails in that area. It's a nice, really nice area.
Where's that at?
Mineola Nature Preserve, and it's a spot called Greer Hill. You can actually camp there. There's no electric, no water.
It's not East Texas.
Yeah.
Sam Houston area?
No, not Sam Houston. This is more towards Mineola, Canton. You heard of Canton, Texas?
Kansas, yeah.
Okay, kind of close to that. So we go out and we're finding all kinds of structures. We're finding all kinds of stuff. And it's late, so some of us pretty tired. So myself and a few other guys stayed in camp, and a group went out. So they had stayed out quite a while, and I went on to bed, got into my tent, and had laid down. A couple of other guys had done the same. And man, I woke up, it was pitch dark outside still, and people were hollering. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I wake up, and I get out my tent, and there's a tree, a dead tree, about as big around as this tree here. It's pretty good size, and it was dead, and about 15 foot from the ground up was all that was all was there of the tree. The top was broken off and gone. The bark was off the tree. It's an old tree. It looked kind of spooky, but the 2 guys over there, they beating on that tree. I said, what the hell y'all doing? They said, we come back in from the hike and the tree's on fire. It's blue flames just going up the tree. So they put it out, and the damn thing reignited. So they were out there trying to beat the fire out, fan it out, and beat it out. And while that was going on, behind us, behind the tents, there were forest lights that were weaving in and out and dancing and doing stuff all in that one area.
Orbs just going crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a coincidence, huh?
Some people call them orbs, some people call them
forest lights.
Oh.
Yeah. Floating flashlights.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Some people recognize them as the conductor's light on a train.
Yeah.
Where they're waving the conductor's light. But that was pretty weird. I did see the flames, and I was like, why the hell are they burning the tree? Come on, guys. No, we're putting it out. It's on fire. And went over there, and so now it's daybreak. Went over there, and there's nothing burnt. The ground's not burnt. The tree's not burnt.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was
crazy.
freaky, man. That was freaky.
So what burns blue? Just methane?
Methane.
Yeah.
Well, you can get underground fires that'll move
Right.
up the roots of trees,
Yep.
but you'll see that burn in the tree.
Right.
So if there's no burn, though,
That
that's
was
weird.
Freaky, man. I got pictures of it. I'll post it. I'll show them to you.
You gotta tell about that one more time. I know you told it twice or 3 times to me.
What's that?
About the Mineola, the Gumby.
Oh yeah, so my first time I went there to the Mineola Nature Preserve, no, this wasn't the first time. This was this was March of this year. My oldest son and myself was meeting two other squatchers out there. And they had already walked in, and they were way down the trail waiting on us. So we're walking down the trail. It's probably 9 o'clock in the morning. It's early. Wasn't hardly nobody there at the reserve. So as we're walking, there's an opening on the left, a pretty good sized opening, a little viewing area. They had a bench where you could sit there and view animals. And as we're walking up to it, I can see out of my left peripheral, out of my good eye, I can see. I see this object, and it looked like a horse. And then the more I looked at it, I told myself, okay, that's just a horse. But I told my son, I said, hey, you see this? I said, look over here. And he glanced and said, yeah, I see that. And as soon as he saw it, it turned around and it went back into the woods. And it probably stepped out of the woods maybe 30, 40 feet. And what it looked like a Clydesdale horse. It was solid black, silky, beautiful, shiny black, but it did not have a horse head. It had the head of a Gumby on it. It looked like a damn Gumby. Giant. It was huge. That thing we saw it, it turned around, it shot back in the woods. It was gone.
And that fit the description of what they've seen in Mexico.
Right. So Shane Church has posted on Southern Bigfoot Alliance that people have seen something, a giant Gumby in Mexico. And I saw that post, and that is exactly what I saw, except what I saw was black, jet black. And what he has in his picture is a gray looking figure. But as far as the body, it looks exactly the same. And for 2 weeks I was telling myself, that wasn't a damn horse I saw. What was that? And I didn't want to say nothing, you know. I asked my son, and he said, yeah, that was a horse. Yeah, that's a horse. But, you know, we don't think things through like that.
Right.
So, and me being the squatcher that I am, man, I'm playing it over and over in my head. And I said, okay, I did not see a long nose, pointy ears like a horse has, a horse head. It was a rounded, Gumby-looking head. Extremely long legs, extremely tall, silky black. And it tripped me out. I was like, what the hell is that? But it was beautiful. It was pretty colored.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That's crazy.
It's good stuff.
Remember, I don't know if you were in the campsite that remember Mark?
Yeah.
Well, several others there at the campsite.
You can tell a story now if you want.
All of
Whichever one you were talking about.
Alright, so this did not happen to me. This story was told to me. But I found it very interesting how a squatch will just freeze in its tracks and make itself not invisible but blend. They are blending, okay? So there's a campsite that Vincent and myself had been to before, and a group of guys was pulling into this campsite, and one of them saw a squatch standing by a group of trees that was not on the edge of the forest. It was more out in the parking area. So they pulled in this parking pretty quick, and instead of that squatch hauling ass, it froze, and it stood there, and it stayed there. So they all pulled in, they're unloading their trucks. One of the guys backed up to that tree, was getting stuff out of his truck, and he was as close to me to you. That squatch was standing there frozen the whole time. Once he left from around where the truck was, they said that squatch hauled ass. A couple people knew it was there. The guy in the truck did not know it was there.
No clue.
No clue. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes to show something there.
Hell yeah. Oh.
Susan's nighttime investigation, night 1. I think this would be better with IR. I hope that's the way he did his watermelon, was from the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, tapes around the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
So I think we're going through,
We can go wherever you want, bro. Doesn't matter to me.
I think it was through there, right, to that gate? Yeah, find my chair.
Yeah, I think so. There's right here. Hey, if you want to chill here, we can chill here. It don't matter to me.
Hey,
Oh yeah, that's been messed with. Sure has. Look at that. Dang. What the hell? It sure has.
that's the gum.
Yep.
But I think that was a critter, because look at the little mark in it. Yeah. Yeah, someone wanted that gum for sure.
That's crazy.
I didn't think they'd go after the gum. That's a little scratches. Yeah, little scratches on it. It looks like they might have a hair or something. I got some hair up here. Yeah. But I think that's going to be a squirrel or something. Look at all this hair right here, see? Yeah. That's going to be squirrel right there. Looks like that hair right there on the tree. Yeah. Hair, white hair, that's probably squirrel. I guess the squirrel didn't like the gum. Wrong flavor. Oh, that's good. Well, see, last time we were right here.
Yeah.
We didn't get anything but the donkey over here. And maybe if we go a little bit away from the neck. Is this the tree we were talking about, looked like it made laps around?
Yeah, it's just not here.
Okay. Oh, okay. So the fence has got to be right here. Ooh, look at that big sucker.
Golly. That guy built that since his house. I don't know if we came right through this way. Did we?
Yeah, the gate should be right in here.
Yeah, we just sort of moved it. Yeah, it's definitely further up.
Is that there? I don't remember. Well, did we go this far?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's the jug. Okay.
Do what?
There's the jug. So yeah, the fence is right over here.
You know how to get back out here?
Yeah.
Oh, you put the jug.
Yeah, the jug. Here's the fence.
Yeah, so just be right in front of us somewhere.
So there's a good spot, yeah, right here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, right here. Good job, son. Good job.
Oh shit.
I won't let nothing get y'all.
Deal. Well, it's been about 45 minutes and no real activity yet. Except for what sounded like mumbling, talking from across this field.
I think there is a lightning bug, actually.
You saw one up in the tree? I saw one up high a while ago.
Did you?
Yeah. Just to the right of that one. Oh, it is that.
Yeah, I lost my night vision.
Oh, I bet.
Well, if I can figure out how to turn the frogs off. I guess we'll wait and see if that piqued interest in anything. So on this first one, we got 3 series of what sounds like something being swung through the air, smacked against something at a high rate of speed. It almost sounds like a whip sound. That's 3 times. They're about a minute apart. And then at the end here, you're going to hear something get thrown. It lands on something with an incline, obviously, because it sounds like it rolls off and then hits something else. But it's pretty interesting as well. Okay, so that was on that one. You got 3 good whips and then something obviously hitting and rolling off of something. And we'll move on from there. Okay, so on this next one, we're going to hear a series of little bangs. Sounds like it's against a metal building out back. And at the end of it here, we're going to hear something. Sounds like it's running across some of the sheet metal that's on the ground. We could just assume maybe it's a juvenile Sasquatch. They do seem to mess around the house quite a bit there, and they have been seen. So let's give it a listen. All right, so on this one here, what it sounds like is something slaps right near the recorder, and as right after it slaps it, you'll hear it start to run off. This is the noise of slapping something either at the recorder, by the recorder, close to it, whatever the case may be, and then running off here, you'll hear the footsteps. Okay, this is 3 separate clips. Susan often talked about something hitting the pontoons on the pontoon boat. We slapped it a couple times ourselves and it sounded just like this. So this we presume to be one of them slapping against the pontoons of the pontoon boat. It's pretty obvious. Let you listen to each one at a time. Okay, so this is the full clip that you heard in part 1 that had the grunts right here, possible grunts. But this is the full one. Like I said, you're going to get some knocks in it. You're going to get some, well, you may just have to be the judge on this one again. It sounds like oof, oof. But I'm not even going to try to assume what they are. But you'll get to listen to the full clip here. I'll run through it twice. Need a stick. Yeah, this sucker's bent back pretty good right there. Damn, all it needs is a stick.
There's one over here. Laying on the ground. Or a big one out there. That works.
Oh, that's a tree.
Oh yeah.
That's gotta knock down these spiders.
A rat or a squirrel on the ground. Oh really?
You know, something sneaking up, belly crawling.
All in a mountain lion, we'll be alright.
Yeah. Oh man, they've lined this trail up. We're on red light right now. Switch to IR in a minute. Excuse me. As you can see, it is very, very thick. once you get through the thick stuff, it opens up a little bit in there. Not much. Excuse me. Well, so far tonight, there's just not been anything going on really. We think we heard a faint wood knock, and then some what sounded like muffled mumble. You see how thick this trail gets. It has not been ridden in a while. Another problem we're having is because of all the rain. The frogs are off the chart. So we cannot hear anything walking tonight. Plus, as wet as it is, we probably wouldn't hear it anyways. Alright, so I'm going to go around the curve up here. The last time we were here at night, we didn't have any issues with the frogs, so we could actually hear. And we had one making a mimic sound kind of like a donkey. It was really cool. Unfortunately, our audio did not pick it up. Of course. Spiders are everywhere. Don't recommend going out by yourself, but especially when there's big cats on the property. I just want to take a look down the trail. I'm not venturing far. You're always better off in numbers. No, I got a weird feeling down there. Definitely have to check it out tomorrow. There's just nothing going on tonight so far. I wish that wasn't y'all whistling.
What whistle? Yeah, it should be about that way.
Sure, right there. Looks like this is just a.
Yeah, that's where we
Oh wait, yeah. Here's the gifting area. The log right here.
Hey, y'all did good. I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
Oh, you would have hit the trail.
It's gone.
Yeah, the gun's gone now.
Look down there. Did it fall? Yeah, it fell.
Yeah. Good. We're at the Caddo Wildlife Management Area. Pre-investigation before we go back to Susan tonight. And if you're wondering why we're here, it's because this attaches to a forest. Yeah, it is. Attaches to the forest, so it attaches to Susan's property. So it's relevant.
I think that was a branch that had split off. Maybe. I don't know.
I can see that break up there, but that looks, that's only a one.
Yeah, where's the second one? It looks like the bottom one may be still attached to the tree.
Yeah.
And the top one, the one on top is like laying on top of it.
Yeah.
Looks like something's already been walking through.
But it's not the size of a branch up top though. That's
It
weird.
came from that tree over there that's down.
Right. Could be.
But
That is strange.
don't ever know unless you look it over.
That's it.
Lots of old cement structures in the wildlife management area here.
That could be, it looks similar to what they had at Camp Food on the old sewer
I
plant.
got bit by
Oh, it's a tick.
a tick biting on my ass. Watch out for ticks.
Yeah,
It could be old sewer treatment plant.
I'm a tick magnet.
Well, that's something, there's holes in it down there. Last time we were here, it wasn't this grown up. It wasn't bad at all. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that something?
That's something.
It's like something just standing there.
Yep.
Looks like it's facing this way, actually. Maybe a small one.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. For comparison.
Yes, sir. I have a tape measure in my truck. I'll start bringing it.
Yeah, I bet you're right, Vince. I bet there's a little. They got a water spout up there. I mean, that explains some of it.
There might be another one here, but this one's older. Or it may not be as old. Maybe the same, just rained on it.
Yep. I truly believe they are attracted to these buildings, especially these young squatch.
Yeah, they got a playground.
Playground, man. Squatch playground.
You're out here in shorts, huh?
Well, you know. What do you do? Shit.
Bring a hot chick out here and you're posing on that wall.
Take some good pictures up there.
Yeah, would you?
Foliage and stuff. Cause that's somewhere out here, man. Not hardly any of that stuff is in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad walk, man. You could come out in shorts then. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's the old thing. The first one was platform. Yeah, that's right. There's an old outhouse right here. Old outhouse. That's right.
This is one of these things.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a deer stand right there.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I didn't have them board.
Have y'all been in that?
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah.
And right over there is an underground bunker. Yep, that's right. To the right of this,
Yeah, that's the one that's full of water.
no. I don't think we've found a way to do it now.
Yeah. And these.
There's all your power grid stuff goes right there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we can pick each our own campsite, man.
Yeah, we all got our own room.
And I even got a shower tent. We can hook up a shower.
Oh, yeah.
During the winter, we won't need it.
No.
Looks like there was something that blew up.
You know, that's what I was thinking of the other place.
Something that blew up.
Yeah, it does.
I'm trying to figure out the discoloration of the cement. Why do we have orange oxidation on cement?
Right.
You know?
Something, yeah.
Acid rain? I have no idea.
Whatever they're storing.
Yeah, Paul, we can pick our own bedroom.
Yeah, there you go.
I want this one to work. This is the luxury suite right here.
That was like a big old window right there.
Yeah, it does.
That was the cafeteria, so we got your food.
Yeah.
It might have been an office building.
Except more than night. Well, over here in the middle, looks like there's a manhole there. See the round over on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been covered here.
Yeah, it sure is.
Like you said, so many questions. Leave your They want to go behind the four-wheeler out here.
And see a four-wheeler track.
Yeah.
A vehicle, somebody drove a vehicle through here. Motorcycle.
I don't think they monitor the area too much.
Nah, see the doorways over there just like
Yeah.
those? I mean, I wonder why they're so tall and narrow. You know, they're kind of narrow.
All the piping on the bottom of the bed.
And a lot of concrete, you know.
That's a good spot for camping right here.
Yeah.
Clear away some of these trees.
Someone's been digging over it. I can't remember what Jeremy called these, but he said you can make a tea out of them. It tastes like strawberry lemonade.
Oh, really?
Yeah. During the fall, they get real kind of slimy and sweet. See that? Almost gritty. They don't. During the fall, they smell real sweet.
To watch for those. Go back to Sam Houston. Yeah, the Army used to run this property. Make all kinds of ammunition and
So that's how many casualties they allow.
Right. You can only have 3 per year.
bombs.
That's crazy. Did you get a picture of that too? Yeah. I didn't even bring my phone.
So it used to be called a Longhorn Army Depot.
Yeah, Longhorn Army Ammunition Plant.
Get a picture of this.
This one's different.
Oh,
than the
you
other one. Check it. 3 operators, 3
Explosives,
casualties. Yeah.
class operators.
That is wild. Wow.
Looks like another one started right here.
Yep.
So we got 2 of them. About what, 50 feet apart?
Yeah, about 50.
I didn't see that one. I was thinking I was talking about that.
Yeah, we're talking about that one, yeah.
But this is a good one too.
That's cool. Maybe Junior's doing the little one while Thomas and Daddy's doing the big one.
Yeah, good done.
I love all these little ones down on the ground. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one here. It's actually pretty decent size. That makes it better having 2 next to each other.
There's a lot going on in this one.
Yeah, there is. I think what makes it cool is having the smaller one over here.
Yeah.
I seem to always find the big ones next to the little one. Yeah. It's the smaller one. And the bigger one.
Just about every one, you can see the root ball at the end. Not all, but most of the bigger ones. But why all
Fall in
that one
into a triangular direction.
pyramid
Yeah.
shape,
Right.
360 degrees around. This tree is in between two sticks.
This one just got pulled out. Where's that hole at?
This one's broken.
That's crazy.
How did they get in the park of that?
Where'd the
That's
tree
what I'm saying.
go?
It's gonna wait.
Right, where's that? It's probably in
Yeah,
there.
that might be one of those.
That's crazy, man. See this one, guys?
What you got?
Look at this right here. How did that one fall in the park of that one?
That is a trip.
They had to hit it a few times to dent it. And that tree was probably live at the time. There's the other piece.
Pardon me.
Maybe it was trying to get that sap out.
Maybe so.
Dang.
What?
Especially when the trees that are in it are different than the tree it's growing around.
Right.
This isn't a flood zone right here.
Uh-uh.
Little print. That's a whole lot of them shoved in there.
Whole lot shoved in there. Kind of look like it might be a blind or something.
Yeah, it could have been at one time, but
Right.
it's old. Looks like there was another one here.
Yep.
A triangle. A bigger triangle.
Strange, man.
Yeah.
That snap.
Yeah, those are good breaks.
Snap over there. That snap is leaning in to those two bows
Mhm.
that's going up to the tree, starting a teepee. Really cool. You get a lot of wild looking structures in this area.
Imagine the structures that are in the restricted zone.
Right. Here's another one, Shane. This is one I picked up on first.
Yeah, that's the, yeah, I filmed that one. It'd be cool if there was an X in it because it would almost resemble the one at the big thicket.
Right.
Actually, Look almost like it did another one.
Yep. See that one coming in?
This is a Caddo Lake Wildlife Management Area. Pre-investigation now here before we go back to Susan's this evening. There's some nice stack in here. Night 2. Something big has been in here. And the husband's seen hands come out right here.
This is the noise you hear on that.
Yeah, that's it.
You think they slapping that, pushing it?
Yeah, they're slapping that and they're slapping my party barge.
That kind of looks like maybe a muddy.
Handprint.
I don't see any other mud tracks.
That's the favorite spot to slap right there.
Yep. But that's what you're hearing. I've done come out here recreating of what I'm hearing. And I think they're stepping on that pin. They're coming down through this way.
Yeah, it's trampled down now.
They're coming right on through here. They done found them a new trail. Coming from right in through there.
Oh yeah, they've widened it up.
Yep. So that was all closed in. So I know they're coming up on my house again.
Well, I mean, you can't even see them back up in there if they're there, but this trail is pretty big now.
Yep. So I have looked and looked and looked, and I can't. They're coming up this way, and they're coming up through there. And then I think they're coming over here to this party barge because you've got the,
Yeah, that sounds just like it. Just like it.
yep. So I know they're coming up here. I've been searched inside the shed to see if I could see anything, if maybe they gifted me something. Watch them red walls back there.
That's probably why they stopped
Yeah.
using that trail.
Because they used to come from right here,
Yep.
Vincent. They used to come from this way.
Uh-huh.
Look at where the IR is
Now the
facing.
IR is facing that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the new IR
Coming through here and keeping
is
around.
right there.
Side of it.
And coming over there where they're not being detected at neither.
So right coming through here, that camera can't see them.
No. Now when the electric goes off, they'll come right up to the house.
Yeah.
It's like they know my electric's off.
So all of these cameras still online?
Yep. Every one of them's working now.
Something
And
happened.
they were here putting up a light when I heard the do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. And I thought it was my son getting chased by bears.
And your other one is facing right here.
Yep.
So I can see why they switched trails.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can see all up to about right out here now. But come this way. And I don't know why I looked over there. I normally don't. I normally just watch behind. Right down there we found a footprint. But we've been having a lot of bed down
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
at the horse apple tree.
Look at all this. It was all smashed down.
Something's been just trailing through there.
Yeah, back up in here, it's all flat. Oh yeah.
Something's coming up.
Yeah, it's all flat. Especially right here. Ooh, yeah, especially right here.
See, I never even thought it's so wet up underneath there. I didn't even thought about coming down here and looking to see if there's even footprints out here.
And this is a really good spot for them to chill.
My kids used to play out here all the time. This was their fort.
Oh yeah, that's a good spot, yeah. It's dark in here.
Yep. And see, if they come out here, I'd never see them.
No.
Never. But something's been coming out through here.
Yeah, you got a lot of flat grass over here.
Chelsea's the one that found it.
Oh, she found the print?
Yeah. I thought, Lord have mercy, it's coming on up in here.
We have to get close to it to film it. Yeah, he's harmless. I don't know. He's a young one.
That creek.
Who? Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me record this real quick. Alright. Out here at Susan's property, it's probably about, about 10 p.m. And since they put the IR cameras up at the house, and not having as much activity at the house, but they have created new trails out of the way of the IR cameras. Videoed those earlier. They say right now they're staying closer to the water as they're getting activity when they go out here to the back of the lake and go fishing.
Getting grunts, huffs, stick stone, stomping in the water. Right now what we're getting is what sounds like horse huffs, but a little deeper, but we're not seeing anything on thermal yet. I'm going to keep this rolling so you can get a better feel.
Spot does look too fantastic. From the campsite, the trail that goes down to the creek. The campsite that I camped in is over campsite for along the creek, but I don't know when, many years ago, they abandoned it, made it a new campsite with new bathroom and everything. But anyway, I walked down the trail, and right at the end of this particular trail, where it gets to the creek, there was a fallen log that we sit on. But when I got there, the crows on the other side of the creek were going crazy, howling, coughing. And I didn't have nothing with me, no camera, no recorder, nothing. I just walked down there just to look. For what reason I didn't bring nothing, no equipment with me, I have no idea. But I sat down on that log, and after about 3 minutes later, the crows just shut off. I mean, silent. And on the other side of the creek, they had, from the understory to the ground, I don't know, just a guesstimating 6 to 8 feet clearing where you can see into the woods. And in the woods was kind of clear. But as soon as those crows stopped, from the right over here going across to my left, another side, there's a black figure, distinctly clear. I can see the walking stride and the arm swinging, but I can only see from about the breast line on down. Couldn't see above, head, shoulder, couldn't see that. I looked on the map many times. There's no access to humans up there on the other side of that creek. It's a national park. There's no roads going in there. And it was a black figure.
And that's when the crows would shut off and get quiet with that.
Shut off instantly, and that walked across.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I hear a lot about black crows with them.
Yeah. There's a couple times I've mistakenly walked down there without any equipment with me. There was another one.
That was in daytime, right?
Yeah, that was in daytime. This was for Easter. Probably 3 or 4 years ago. Easter holiday, I'd taken off by myself and went over there, and I had arrived after we had started off. I left Thursday night. I got there about midnight at the campsite, set up camp, and then the next morning I went and walked over there, and I was surprised they had 4 tent campers there.
Thought it was probably a big one.
Yeah. Hey, it may have been, but
Oh yeah, obviously.
They were getting the hell out of there.
I'm not gonna leave to the coyotes. So there's something else.
And they had their rifles right there ready.
Coyotes are always around, even so close to us camping, especially when I go solo. Jeez. I admit I jump out of chairs sometimes, they're so damn close.
Alright, so on this clip we've got 4 bangs, knocks. There's one here, 2, 3, a 4th. Then all the way at the end we've got something that either hits and lands or lands on top of something, rolls and lands. But you'll hear it. But the really thing to pay attention into here is right here. You got 2 little vocals. They're really far off, so they're hard to make out. But you'll hear them. And then right here we got a very unusual toned vocal going on. So you want to pay attention to that. And this here, I think it's just background noise from coyotes that are way off in the distance. So we'll listen to it twice. I'll go through these bangs pretty quickly because this is a long clip and I don't want to bore you. After we go through those, we'll listen to these vocal areas a couple times as well, and then we'll move on. Alright, so on this one we got some coyotes or possible wolf, and then it starts to sound just a little awkward after that. You'll see what I'm saying when you listen to it. I'll let you listen to it twice, and you can just be the judge of it from there.
Alright, so like I said, pretty strange, especially right in here. But on this one, I'll let you be the judge. So let's get to the next one. Okay, so on this one, you're going to hear horses, or one horse here. You're going to hear some whoops, some vocals going on. They're pretty far off. They're kind of hard to hear, but you'll hear them. And all the way over to here, which could be owls. I'm not 100% certain. And then we're left off with another horse vocal here, and then nothing after that. But this is the area to pay attention to, is right in here. I'll let you listen to this a few times. This next one is a very, very far off vocal howl, and it lasts close to 4.5 seconds on this thing. But let's listen to it probably 3-4 times, and we'll move on from there. But like I said, this one was really far, so trying to isolate it and amplify it and everything was difficult. But this is the best I could do without actually just ruining it. This next one, it's just odd. I've amplified the area so you can hear it really well, but it's just a weird tone. I'll let you listen to it 3-4 times, and then we'll move on from there. But if anybody has any ideas on this one, feel free to leave a comment below the video. I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Okay, so on this video we got a really nice whoop, and the good thing about this whoop is it really carries. It's got a kind of like an echo to it that stretches all the way out over a few seconds after the original whoop. This one I really like. I think you will too. Let's listen to it about 4 or 5 times, and then we'll move on.
You're following along the same bank?
Same bank, same creek. Me and my cousin. And I don't know why, again, I had not brought nothing with me. No camera. I didn't even have my cell phone. And we were walking along, and it had I guess that the creek had flooded over, you know, a few months before, so the banks were kind of wet, and you know, you can see the water line on the trees. They come up like 2 or 3 feet. And we got to this place that was like a slough that runs into the creek. It was dry at the time, but it was sloppy. It had a little light bed of wet leaves and all, but it was still muddy, sloppy. And we come to that location, and they had from the edge of from the land down to the creek, there was a muddy bank that went down on an angle for about 4 feet, maybe 5 feet. And they had 2 perfect skid marks, foot width, wider than my feet wide. One started a little bit ahead of the other one. I think it was the right one started a little bit ahead of the left one, but it slid down like 3 feet and then disappeared. And I turned to my left and I looked up that slough, and I could see a trackway, but it was nothing that you can cast because there's the leaves there, but you can see the marks, the muddy marks that something had walked straight through and slid down the bank of that creek on 2 feet. Now I know me as a human, if I would have slid 3 feet, I would have fell on my ass.
Right, yeah.
This was 2 perfect slides. They disappeared, and then on the sandbar on the other side of the creek, you can see where it came up.
Oh, yeah?
On the other side, you can see the footsteps on the other side on the sandbar.
And where was this at?
It's my spot in Pistachio.
Oh, in that place? Okay.
Same place, yeah.
You have to hit that up.
Same place where I got all them pictures of them footprints from the sandbar. There was another time too where I've seen where it crossed the creek, come from one sandbar, went through the water and come up on the other side of the sandbar. And then the other story is of me and my brother. This was really a weird one. It's 2 events, the same trip. Again, after work. When I get off of work at 5, get home, pack and everything, we usually get there midnight-ish, 1 o'clock. And it was a foggy night. It was in the Jeep. It was almost at the campsite. And I was going pretty fast on the dirt road and gravel road, foggy. And then all of a sudden, this, I guess the size of a soccer ball orb appeared.
Soccer ball size. Oh, the orb that you're talking about. I remember that.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Appeared in front of us. It was kind of like it was translucent. To me it was anyway. And I said, oh my God. I grabbed, I tightened my hands on the steering wheel and I didn't slam the brakes on, but I went to slow down pretty rapidly, and it hit the windshield, and it went poof. I heard a poof.
Kind of like a bubble.
Yeah. And I turned and I looked at my brother. I said, "You seen that?" He said, "No, I didn't see nothing."
Complete denial.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people are in denial about seeing anything.
We get to the campground, which is just up the road, maybe a couple hundred yards. We park, we set up our tent, each our little tent, and it was foggy. It's not chilly, cool that night. You know, we get up the next morning, we go walk down that trail down to the creek. We get to the creek, and there was a campsite there that somebody had abandoned. I mean, the tent was out there all torn up. They had canned goods that weren't open. They had canned goods that were open. Clothing, towels, everything. Everything was just trashed and abandoned there.
That's like that one I found at Sam Houston that they left two tents. One of them was still up at that time. Tarp was still up. And had, gosh, I think it was 5 shotgun shells right there, spent shells right inside of the camp, right by the tent. So it made me wonder what the hell they were shooting at and why they just left everything.
Yeah. And I went back, I don't know, maybe 3 months later. It was all gone and cleaned up. The rangers cleaned it up, but it just makes you wonder, you know, why would somebody, just dirty, filthy humans? But, you know, I wouldn't leave my tent.
No. That one at Sam Houston was still there last year, well, that was,
oh yeah, the one that went over there, but
that was March by that pond.
yeah.
There's been no activity tonight at all. Just the one vocal during the day. But the property owners have said spring, winter, and fall. See this big web here? Another one there. There's another one there. Another one there.
How could I see? That must be what we passed.
They set up fast.
Is that the thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Showing them suckers can go well past yet.
That light picked up right away.
Yeah. Thank goodness. There's another one, big one right here. See it?